What up, 343? Alright, so this is Mr. Mike, and I'm here with Ms. Bell's class. It is one of my favorite in school, and it's a great example of an active learning classroom.
But I don't want to be on film. So I have alternate seating in here. They sit at the 4 tables. However, they have the option of moving once they've unpacked and to have their things out for the day. Or they can choose to remain seating at the table. That's up to them.
Different chairs, look, big chairs, high chairs.
Here we have rugs, for example, if they don't want to sit in one of the areas that's set up, they can get a rug from here, and they can sit it anywhere in the room they like. That's also an option on test day. They can get a rug from there, get a clipboard. They can either sit up and take their test, or they can lay down on the rug and take the test, just as long as they don't fall asleep. Here is our daily journaling. When I try to relate it to what the kids are seeing these days, social media, and this is our Facebook updates daily. I don't have them all on there, but you can see that Monday is Make It Count Monday, 2 is Tell All Tuesday, Wednesdays is Why Wednesday, Thursday is Thoughtful Thursday, and Friday is Free Friday. And they simply do an update in their Facebook tablet. This is our computer area where they take AR tests.
But there's also another interesting technology computer station.
Against the wall there is where they can go and practice typing, considering that we're going to have to do the writing test on the computer this year. They'll have to type
that's going to be tough.
On the smaller crates there is a Nook. They can look up books there and read from the Nook. Once they've met the AR goal, that's kind of our reward.
That's a great idea. I like that. That's cool.
This table here, there's usually a writing prompt there. They can move over here to this table to write. These 2 chairs here are here if they're sitting at their seat and they can't see the Promethean board or the front board here, or if they just want to sit.
I like your little camping spot, reading center. How
Underneath,
cool is this?
yeah,
Flashlights.
So in the magnifying glasses, and they can sit under there to take tests as well.
Look at y'all, I'm telling you, is this not a comfortable classroom or what?
And they love the lights turned off. It's very relaxing, and they just love it. They ask often, can we turn the lights off? And there's a person for that job, and because they like to have them off, they can just turn them off whenever.
It's calming.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I just tell them as long as everybody can see, nobody's having problems with seeing. I don't have a problem with them turning the lights off. That's why I have it set.
But your kids are allowed to move around the classroom freely if
Yes.
if they can't see anything, or if they're not comfortable.
Right. If
they're allowed to move around and get comfortable as need be.
Right. They only have the seat at the table so that everybody has a space. So say for instance, if they want to move once it's time to take a test or working on assignments, well, there are things that they need for the day is underneath their chair, and then when it's time to change classes, it's there. But they can move anywhere.
And then the majority of your classroom supplies are right here in the middle of your classroom, right?
There are 2 leaders at each table, and they pass out those things. They pass out the bags. Each student has a bag with pencils in it, an eraser, a highlighter, red pen, blue pen.
So although your kids are allowed to move around freely, it's a controlled...
Right.
It's a controlled chaos, for lack of better words, right?
Right.
You eliminate any unnecessary movement by having the group leaders.
Right. And there, again, the group leaders at the table, that is a job, a classroom job. And in first period, I have on both classes, first and second period, I have 21 kids. And everybody has a job. There's a job for everyone. And the students pretty much run the classroom. And so how that works is that a person is chosen, and they read they're given the quote that's up there. So they read the quote, and it's passed on. So like the person who got the quote before we left, when we come back on the 9th, they'll read that quote that's up there. Find your greatness. They tell me what that means to them. What do they think that means? Find your greatness. And after they've explained it, then they choose the person they feel like fits their definition. Now, there's no boxed-in definition or meaning, because find your greatness means
Okay, kind of what it means to the individual
right,
kids.
and it can mean something completely different to you. And I can tell you, I have learned so much from these fourth graders by us doing that.
Sounds so cliche, but I say it all the time. This is awesome. I like your "I'm done now" what jars, end of the day jars.
Right. That way, you know, they're never just sitting. They're either reading or they're choosing one of those things there. And we started.
Alright, what up, 343? So, just a little heads up, this is Good Friday. There are no students here, but it's a great opportunity to film classrooms without students in them. I am in Miss Case's classroom, and it's a great example of an active learning environment.
I have word walls throughout the classroom, so that especially for testing purposes, this will help them remember sight words that they need for questioning during state testing. So they're up and we look at them and we refer to them on a regular basis, and they are allowed to get up and look at them, to use them to help them with their learning. I have each table set up with 4, and since this is a math class, I requested and got, these are dry erase tables. So
That's
constantly
incredible!
writing on them. And then I have little bins.
Dry erase tables. Guys, what a great idea.
Well, when you're dealing with 8 and 9-year-olds, the best thing you can do is to make things convenient so they're not constantly up and down, up and down, up and down. So I have these bins set up where they keep all their papers, workbooks, anything that they need. It's right here accessible, so they don't have to go back to a cubby because they forgot.
So another example of kids being allowed to move freely throughout the classroom, but under a controlled
environment, because
little.
if they're constantly getting up and down, it's very disruptive to others. So we have glue, scissors, crayons, dry erase, everything right here that they need. Put in a corner, but that's not how it looks regularly. I have it spread out, but that's where they can just sit and relax.
Little alternative seating,
right.
Comfortable beanbag chair, cushion
Sorry it looks
trays.
like that, but
we're cleaning up for spring break, guys, so y'all gotta just kind of let it slide.
But I mean, that way they can relax and read, because who wants to sit at their table and their desk to read? This way they can stretch out and enjoy themselves, and you know, it's a more relaxed environment, and if you're comfortable, then you're more apt to pay attention to what you're reading than sitting at a table.
Coach Calhoun, we love Move to Learn.
Yeah, he was great.
Free. She's showing off some of the plants that our school grows in our school garden.
This is tomato plant.
I would say that is another great example of active learning and learning in the environment. Our class,
yes, hands-on.
our school.
I mean, it's not opening up a textbook and learning about gardening. It's actually getting in there, getting your hands in the dirt. And
I'm going to show you all our garden next.
You appreciate it more.
Ooh, say that one more time. When you work for something, you appreciate it more.
When you work for something, you appreciate it more.
That's not getting edited out. I want to show you all our school garden. Alright, what up, 343? So I'm in another great example of an active learning classroom. This is Miss Melissa Brown. There she is, working hard. You know, no kids today. It's Good Friday. We starting our spring break. But I wanted to show you another classroom. This is a classroom I wish I could be in with the kids, because you would love to see how engaged they are and Miss Brown's creative lessons. I've spoke about one before, where all of our students were doctors. Here's some pillows and bean bags, and I've been in here before while students were reading, and they're allowed to go anywhere in the classroom, sprawl out, get comfortable. They can hide underneath the desk, on the rugs, wherever they like to go. Her classroom is talkative in the best way. They're always sharing ideas. The doctor lesson I was talking about, the students went in here and they were taking sentence, correct me if I'm wrong, what sentence fragments, and they were in the shape of bones, and they had to mend bones and
put them back together again.
Put them back together again. All of the kids had doctor name tags, and Ms. Brown referred to them all as Dr. So-and-so. It was a great lesson to watch. It was a lot of fun. Here's very similar to the math classroom I was in before, with keywords and signal words posted on the walls. We have the same thing here with these cubbies. Look, every student has their own little bin to put their own supplies in, so you can clearly see the organization is a big key to helping set the students up for success in the movement around the classroom and whatnot. A big pile of inner tube tires. I'm very interested to see what this is all about. I'm sure this is going to be a great lesson. Am I right? Oh, that was for boot camp. So I missed the boot camp lesson, but I saw Ms. Brown in morning assembly the other day dressed as a drill sergeant, and I can only imagine how much the students enjoyed that that lesson as well. Ms. Brown is like the queen of student engagement. She is our teacher of the month this month. Am I right?
Yeah.
Whoop whoop. Ms. Brown's simply awesome. Look, she has a reading queen banners up here. She's recognized all the time for all the hard work. We practice races at our school. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but that's some good stuff. We do this in our classroom as well. Very helpful. Ron Clark, we're big Ron Clark fans here. Our whole school-wide participates in the houses. It also has some alternative lighting every now and again. I know the students, she'll turn on these little Christmas lights and lamps, and I believe that was your classroom where I saw kids reading with little headlamps even, right? What do you call that? Campfire reading, or
Reading around the campfire.
Reading around the campfire, and the kids love that. The simple little change just means the world to the kiddos. Just break up kind of the monotony of having to read this and that. So it's not easy. You just have to kind of work at it and be creative in different ways you can change it up. Another cool, colorful reading carpet. And anything else? What you got? Oh, this is we saw in another classroom some dry erase tables.
Yeah.
And all these little dots are dry erase, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when students come work small group or one-on-one at the teacher table, they're allowed to write right there on the desk, and students sit in tables and groups where they can share a conversation. They have a low table here. I know Ms. Brown has some alternative seating somewhere. Remember, we are getting ready for spring break. This is Good Friday, and there are no students at school today. So everybody's kind of picked up the chairs and are getting ready to make it easier for our custodial staff to kind of clean up during spring break, do that spring cleaning. Ms. Brown uses dry erase markers to write on the boards, which I think are really cool. The students, Ms. Brown's trying to hide out of her classroom. She's another lady who doesn't like to be on camera that much. A lot of math concepts and rules and procedures written on the board. There's some dividers if need be during individual work and testing. Here's our computers. I'm sure those are used for AR tests and research. A bunch of clipboards. The kids use that whenever they're sitting around on the floor, or there's a carpet where they can, I know they're allowed to move freely as well and get comfortable wherever they like to work, write, read, and talk to each other, share ideas. I know Ms. Brown plays a lot of different learning games. She takes every kind of lesson and incorporates it into a game that the kids love, and that's why they're so engaged. Another great classroom library, plenty of books, well organized by level. There's some more organization with folders, color coded, hole punch the kids are allowed to use to add things to their folders. Map divided into the different hemispheres. The giant Jenga. Here's Curry, the classroom pet. You read that? Not our teacher of the year, huh? Ms. Brown's incredible. She has a great classroom. One of the best team atmospheres within her classroom throughout the whole school. Classroom is very well decorated. The kids love coming in here. It's so engaging. There's always so much to do. Ms. Brown, probably my favorite thing in her whole classroom are her great costumes for Character Day. Scientist and Beaker, they're great. But I think they understand. I think most of these most of my classmates work in classrooms, and they probably have spring break near this time as well. So thanks again for letting me come visit your class. To my classmates, I hope I'm not making y'all sick by moving the camera around too much. Hey, there's Ms. Brown, there's our teacher of the year, she loves us. She doesn't like being on film, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn Ms. Brown's music back on and roll out. Oh, no kids at school today, it's a holiday.